if you don't know what this is, great. You will see in a moment. This is the new one. So just I am tired. This is the old one. We're gonna try to finish this old one. And also plenty of paper. What shall we do with this paper? Again, you will see. Because all of that will essentially turn into, what did I do with it? All of that nonsense, all of that paper will essentially turn into this. So let's bookbind something, y'all. So, post-edit and Diana here. It is currently January 10th. I should have done this voiceover ages ago, but I didn't because I got sick. Turns out that I got influenza A and I've been having the worst time ever. I'm barely reviving now. So just as a quick part to the second intro, we're gonna be doing a lot of bookbinding stuff. So you're gonna see a lot of like the process of me actually preparing the material to hand sew a watercolor sketchbook that is going to be a gift to a dear friend. And I'm just gonna be showing you a lot of like the process and a lot of like what I was working on throughout December. As the holidays came to a close and I had a little bit more downtime to actually like sit in the studio and like do something here in the space that I have. And a lot of the work that I was doing was like late evening, night, just because like I take better that way in some senses. And a lot of like the paper here that you're seeing is watercolor paper, 100% cotton paper, and I'm also trying to figure out also like how much stuff I can get out of it. And I'm aiming for a 6x5 or 6x8 watercolor sketchbook, so I'm cutting like long ways stuff. While I'm doing this, I'm also listening to a lot of like my YouTube videos that I needed to catch up on. And it felt really nice to just sit and watch and listen into stuff while I'm working on a very repetitive task, which in this sense was scoring the papers to make sure that it fold correctly and also that I'm measuring things right. I also want to give a little bit of breather room for like this part because a very magical moment happened while I was listening to a YouTube video by a friend, and I don't want to like spoil it too much, but I will leave like their reaction on it. It's about 6 minutes. I was not expecting to rant like that, but here it is. I'll be right back later into the video with a little bit more context. I will say that there is a lot of more me kind of just talking to the camera. Again, this was a hot mess to film, and I really hope that it comes across a little bit more convoluted, but also like enlightening to see how an artist kind of works, because I did not plan this out the way that I did. It just kind of like happened as I recorded everything. There is gonna be some periods in the video where I do talk a little bit more directly to the camera. The sound quality is awful. I apologize. That's my camera that I use to like set things up here. Um, I do hope that soon in the future I'm able to upgrade some stuff and like show you guys something a little bit better. Some parts of it will be sped up, some other parts are just in real time, so do bear in mind that that's what's gonna happen in the next couple of minutes. Um, so yeah, like we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty like parts of the project in a second. So we're gonna do this cutting of measuring these three big ones, the small one that I did, and I have 8 more somewhere situated that way. Just because we're crazy and we're gonna bookbind a quite big book. We're gonna be doing a 25 signature book, which again, for context, 25 is this big. Okay? She thick. She has 50 pages in here and a light flat. We're gonna be making this with this. Unfortunately, I have to mix papers, but we're gonna work on that. Also, if you notice, it's dark in here. Lights are hot. I'm comfortable, but I'm gonna be sweating with all of this movement, so just bear in mind. I'm not gonna time lapse this because it's boring cutting paper, but just assume that I'm cutting paper. Good? Good. Oh. Oh. Y'all, like, not to get like all this stuff. I'm listening to other friends' speed paints, and her last video like fucking broke me. Like, not only did it break me, because like a good portion of her video like I do not try to like get emotional like this, but fuck. Also, hi, it's super late. It is midnight. I'm still up. As you can see, we still got so many more of these. And I'm not like trying to cut the pages. I'm just scoring them so they like fold more easily. And I don't do this shit that I did with mine, so I can make more quality stuff. I'm gonna be staying up. It is currently December 12th as of time of recording. Oh my god, I was not expecting her to break me like that. Her video was really good. I'm not gonna give it away who it was. If you know, you know. But yikes, I was not expecting to get emotional like that. Anyway, this is my working station. And let's get back into this nonsense of folding all of this and getting ready for the signatures. I ended up having 24 signatures, not 25, which is fine. She will be having 48 pages. And I think she's really gonna like this labor of love because I really appreciate her, and hopefully this helps her along with her journey. And we get we can give her something that she will enjoy in the next couple of days, years, months, whatever happens in 2025. If you can tell, I have eye bags. I've been having such a crap just time sleeping because of this cold front. I've been trying to shake off sickness. I got sick, like have really bad like mental health days the last couple of days. They are still really like threw me off. But we're in low light in my studio. This is my setup. I think I might make also a custom card for her. Like, I'm making this care package for her. I really hope that she enjoys it. It's gonna be a Christmas present. I'm hoping I can get that done, as well as the other commissions that I have going on in the next couple of days. So apologies for my streamers, or for my people from chat. I have not streamed at all in December. And I think that might be for the better, just so I can get stuff done, get a bunch of videos filmed for y'all, and we continue. So yeah, let me just kind of just wipe my face a little bit, because like that last video broke me. She got really deep into stuff, and a lot of it resonated with me because it's the same fucking not argument, but like the same echoing feelings that we had for a lot of months. And I wasn't expecting her to go like that, but I'm very proud of her for being super brave. Anyway, let me go get something. I might be starting to munch on like sugary stuff, which I shouldn't do, but alas, we're gonna be here all fucking night, so might as well, because I need the studio time. And honestly, it's very healing to just sit down and like work on something. And also, like, at the same time too, it's a labor of love, and that might be something that a lot of people like that are not super close with me get to see. But if I make something handmade for you, when I'm on a budget,
And two, it's because I really like appreciate that, and I hope that with all the effort that goes in, and I hope that the person can feel that they are loved, because I can definitely love very hard, and I'm a very loyal person in that sense. So I hope that they feel excited and they feel some kind of way when they use this. I know that it's going to be super helpful for them, and I have the material for it, and shit, I have the space for it too. But just as much as I want to give them something that's going to be practical for them, I also hope that they think of me whenever they use it. And not to be narcissistic or anything of the sort, or egocentric. I just really hope that it's conveyed properly, because I don't think a lot of people like can understand that Christmas is not about the gift giving, it's about like the feelings behind it, and I hope that in that way I can connect with them that way. Anyway, let me not like start crying again. But yeah, let me just like recompose myself and like do this thing. Oh my god. Whew, I was not expecting to go on a ramble for 5 minutes, but alas, we're here. Oh my god. I was not expecting it to be like this, and yet here we are.
Okay, so getting right into the nitty-gritty portion of the video. The process that I'm doing is called bookbinding, and essentially bookbinding is the action and the tradition of hand stitching, hand sewing paper together in order to create a book, like how they used to do it in the Middle Ages, and monasteries, and how they make build of tomes and everything else. So the big portion of the bookbinding process is measuring out everything to be exact, and using a bone folder to fold things the way that they need to be, as tidy and as neat as possible. So whenever you do together the signatures, which is the pieces of paper that I'm doing, it will be able to stack up nicely, and also be easier to stitch together. You see me use a ruler because also like I'm very prone to not being able to draw straight for whatever reason, and signatures could be, depending on the thickness of the paper, could be either two folds of paper, or it could be multiple pages in one signature, and that will make like the thickness of the book. And you can see this also with how normal modern books are stitched. You will see every couple of pages just a little thin part of the stitching. And part of it too is that it takes a long time to like punch the holes in with an awl, and that's what you're seeing me do right here, where I'm like marking where the holes will be in every single signature. And I'm using the first signature as a guide to make sure that I'm putting the holes where they need to be. I mismeasured, so there's not an equal distance between the top of the holes to the bottom section of the holes, but I know that it will hold together. And I did this process for a couple of days. I think it was like 2 to 3 days of me like cutting things, measuring things, punching holes in it, making sure that they're the same length. And I'm using one of my awls here to make sure that I'm punching in the holes with the right thickness and all these other things. I'm also drinking tea out of my Moon Bunny Japanese cup, and it was really enjoyable to do all of this, as well as like prepping the boards that will be like the covers for the book. The boards were also bigger than what I anticipated, which was to my favor, because that way I can make a little overhang for the edges of the book as well, and I needed to make sure that I got those measurements right. Once I got all of the signatures situated and all of that ready, I have to now wait and just wait for the Oh my god, I'm drawing such a blank. I needed to wait for the covers to be dry enough, and while I was waiting on my friend to pick her covers, I just kind of, was being silly in the studio and T-posed and did an arc and whatever. But once that was situated, then it was just really a matter of making sure that I'm cutting through the mixed media board, which was really thick, and I was not expecting it to like be so difficult to cut. And I'm definitely doing a couple of passes with my X-Acto knife to make sure that I cut it correctly, and also like it didn't create any sharp edges that could cut my friend or myself while making all of this, as well as not be like ugly looking. And once I make sure that everything was spaced out correctly, I left myself a little bit of room from the edges to, one, make sure that I could have that overhang, and two, I can still have enough room to put in the holes for the cover, because the cover also needs to be stitched along with the pages so they all can come into this cohesive unit, as well as me pulling out my own sketchbook that I bookbind myself to just kind of have a reference, because it was not coming to me how to do this, because it's been a really long time since I bookbind. And a quick little fun fact of my undergrad experience, we had to bookbind a cover book like this for our project to turn in, as well as all the artwork that we did inside of the cover, because it was a relatively quick project. We needed to do inking with a brush and kind of work in a really abstract way to represent emotions, and we were given 6 emotions. We needed to depict all of those emotions in a emotion book is what we called it, and then present all of that finished thing project to the professor in a book form. And that's kind of how I got introduced to bookbinding, which is also really interesting, because now that I have the skill of knowing how to bookbind, and I have done it multiple times now, I can say that I definitely prefer to bookbind my own sketchbooks now, when it comes to watercolor, rather than buying a watercolor sketchbook, because one, the format is not there, and two, the spines for a lot of watercolor sketchbooks are either spiral bound, which I don't like at all, or they are like bound correctly like a normal book, but either they're really expensive or they're very like small and compact and short, and I feel like that's not enough room for me to work in. So that's kind of why I prefer to like do big batches of bookbinding for watercolor sketchbooks rather than one at a time. Now here as well, you're gonna see me use the bone folder to just kind of make sure that I'm folding the covers right, and I also had to look up on YouTube also how to like do very flush and very neat covers, because I don't remember doing this correctly the first time around when I bookbinded my project in undergrad, as well as my current sketchbooks that I have for watercolor. And it was kind of like wrapping the present, but also not really, because I'm wrapping and covering books for a bookbind process, and folding the craft paper in a very specific way was kind of feeling very therapeutic, and also very like on brand to like the gift and everything. And I really tried to make sure my edges were really crisp with the bone folder, and make sure that it didn't like damage the pattern too much, on top of like making sure that I glued everything correctly. I am using 2 different kinds of patterns, one for the outside cover, which is the one that my friend picked, as well as like an inside cover, because we both love purple and lilacs and stuff, and I feel like it just made it all cohesive like palette color wise, which again was very nice to do. And again, in order to get those crisp corners, I had to cut the corners in a diagonal and hope to God that I did everything right correctly. And because I'm eyeballing this part, I didn't even measure it because I didn't have enough time to really like make sure that it was down to the millimeter. And that sounds very obsessive, but I assure you, like, she didn't rush me. This was supposed to be a Christmas gift, but because of everything going on around Christmas, it just kind of got pushed to a later date. As of this recording of this voiceover, I haven't been able to meet up with said friend. One, because I've been super sick, as I started earlier in the video. I've been saying that I've been sick. It turns out that it wasn't just an ear infection. I ended up having influenza A, and it's like a oh my god, what's it called? It's like 4 viruses in one that just happened to hit me like a fucking truck. And I've been trying to recover. It's been quite a journey to recover the first days of January, so I've been really behind on things. Which is why this video is coming really late to y'all, along with like the rest of the stuff, because Patreon is getting first access on that, and they get to see a lot of the stuff that happens as I finish stuff. So yeah, it's been incredible of a journey to make all of this happen. I am trying to make sure that I give myself enough leeway for all of this thread so I can stitch everything. And again, I will link all of like the supporting tutorials that I used to do this big gift for my friend. Now I will turn it over to past day me for a little bit. So it's a new day. I did finish the sketchbook, so I do want to show you guys what that looks like. And drum roll, please. Here's the book. This is what it looks like. This is the spine. This is the other side of the book. And as you can see, there's a little bit of an overhang. Why did I do that? Because I want to make sure that when this is being transported somewhere, there's enough of an edge or a little bit of distance from like the edge of the paper to the cover. So in case the edges do get frayed or get damaged, the paper inside will. I didn't record the stitching process much more after the first couple of stitches. It is really repetitive, and there's 22 signatures in here. I was hoping for 24, but things happened, so there's only 22 signatures in here. And the best thing about this kind of stitch, which I will leave a link to another video of somebody who can show you way better how to do this Coptic stitch, is the fact that you can open it up and it will lay flat. So to my person who I'm gifting this to, I hope it does serve you well. It was really fun doing this, and I caught up with a lot of your content with the making of this. I almost cried on it, so I do hope that, you know, it serves you well. I hope that you will absolutely enjoy it and like create whatever you want in this. I don't want you to treat it too preciously, because I know that you will do that, knowing you. But yeah, Merry Christmas. Thank you for being my friend, and I really do hope that it serves you well and that you enjoyed seeing the entire fucking process, because it is a process. And for all my viewers who sat through this entire thing, thank you again. It feels really nice to create again in a way that like feels authentic to me. So if you're here and enjoying the ride, well, thank you so much. And to you, my friend, I hope you enjoy this along with like the extra goodies that I put in the little packaging thing. And yeah, I hope you had a fun time, you know, doing this whole thing and creating in this. There's 2 types of paper in here. There's Stone Age paper, which is 100% cotton, and you will see it because some of the edges will be a little bit frayed, as you see here. The other paper will feel different, significantly different. Like this is
cold press paper, I believe I put in here. Or it might be I don't even remember what I put in here, but you will feel the difference when you flip through this. So again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed your gift, and for anybody else, thank you so much for watching the entire video. I'm gonna cue it over to post-editing Diana, and then do my closing statements with Patreon and everything else. So I'll see you guys again. Bye.
So post-editing Diana here. I look okay. I look better. I meant to post this earlier, but things got away from me. As you can hear and you can probably see, I'm not doing too well. So like I said throughout the video, I thought I had an ear infection. Turns out that I didn't. Turns out that I had influenza A, and it's this 4 virus combined thing. I've been having a horrible time. So the little buffer that I gave myself for December into January, it's all gone. But if you made it through the end of the video, thank you again. I know past Diana, said that she was gonna throw it over to me. At that time when I recorded that video, or that portion of the video, I did not think that I was gonna be so sick, because it was at the start of December. But here I am trying to recover on my last little legs of the medicine, and I hope that it definitely helps me, because I have some announcements as well. I was able to get a part-time job, so that's coming up, and then also like I'm gonna be doing a lot of weaving in spring, so I also want to record a little bit of that for y'all to see just kind of like the process of it and demystify the whole thing and show you guys like what I really am into now. Again, thank you to my patrons. You guys have been so solid in the support, and I just posted a post for you guys, sort of like showing what's gonna happen in the next couple of weeks if I'm able to get my shit together and pace myself properly. Besides these excuse me, besides these 3 videos, there's artwork coming, there's stuff that I need to work on, and there's a little bit more of a balancing act that I have to do, but I hope that I'm able to fulfill that for y'all. I'm also gonna try to like stream whenever I'm able to. Games for right now, I'm pausing streaming until I feel better, and I can bring back the switch over from my room on that side to the studio back over here. It's a really simple setup, but it doesn't, like right now, I need as much comfort as I can do because I feel awful. Again, thank you to my patrons. You guys have been so solid. You have been my silent supporters for the last couple of months, years, and I don't think I will be able to save the money that you guys provide to add small little things here to the studio. On the back side of my door, you can see like all the charms. There's going to be more charms added to it eventually. And also to pay for the subscription for Clip Studio, because if I was not able to pay for the Clip Studio subscription, then I don't know how I'm going to be able to make art. So thank you again, and for anybody who's watching on YouTube and you aren't subscribed and you like what you see and you like the energy and just anything that I'm doing right now, and also my back content, then feel free to subscribe if you think I've earned it. As well as leaving a like or a comment. It really does help me out, and it feels so amazing whenever I do see a little notification pop up of your comment, because that feels incredibly validating that the work that I do as an artist is valuable, and that more people need to see it, and that I can take up space in the world as an artist instead of just whatever else the world is forcing me to do, which I don't want to do. But again, thank you very much. For those who have reached out as my personal contacts, because also y'all see this, I know. For y'all who have reached out and like asked how I'm doing way better. Thank you so much for your concern and your love and attention. It means the world to me. I'm gonna go back to bed now that I've taken my medicine and I've taken care of adult stuff. And I will see you guys again in the future
video. I don't know when that will be. I know that I had such a good streak, but as I recover and I make things, I hope that I'm able to upload for a little bit also on YouTube. I'll try not to push myself too hard because there's a lot of catching up to do because I've been asleep for like a week and a half. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to my patrons, Ulysses and Richard, and also for anybody who's watching. Thank you so much for your support and your time. I hope that this was enjoyable for you, and I hope you guys, I hope that I can see you guys on social media whenever I show up, because, you know, it's been so much. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I know you can see it in my face that I'm not doing too well. And I'll see you guys soon. I hope by the end of the month with a new video and new artwork for you guys to see. Anyway, this is Diana signing out. I'm so sick. But hopefully we can see each other soon. I hope you guys take care of yourself outside. I hope that the holidays were good, and I will see you guys in the next one.